La Dolce Vita, translated to the sweet life or the good life, is a phrase that perfectly encapsulates the Italian spirit of enjoying life. Even though it's a phrase that evokes images of glamorous movie stars sipping cocktails on the Amalfi Coast, it is actually much more than that. It's a philosophy that encompasses the Italian way of life, where every moment is savored and every experience is enjoyed to the fullest. My whole life I've always been working towards achieving a goal. Once achieving it, I was proud but never truly satisfied. It was never enough. I would live without a purpose until I set the next goal. By living this way, I have been missing the big picture, the journey. I never stopped along the way and smelt the roses, per se. Travel is the best teacher in life, so what better place to travel to than Italy, known for having the most envious lifestyles on the planet. I planned a 2-week epic journey starting from northern Italy that spans the majority of the country, ending in southern Italy, with the goal to live like an Italian, slow down and savor every moment in search of La Dolce Vita. Welcome to Boundaries Unlimited. We begin our journey in the infamous Venice, Italy, the city of canals, based off the Vegas casino. With its picturesque waterways, historic architecture, and vibrant culture, Venice is a place like no other. The true origin of Venice was during 421 AD, during the fall of the Roman Empire. Many people fled to these small islands in this lagoon to escape the Germanic invaders. How Venice was built is its most fascinating story. The new settlers were faced with the need for more space and a stronger foundation to live in. They dug hundreds of canals and shored up the banks with wood pilings. They transported wood from the forests of Croatia, Montenegro, and Slovenia. The settlers pounded thousands of wood piles into the mud, so close together that they were touching, then cut off the tops and created solid platforms for the foundations of their new homes. Because the wood was underwater, they did not rot. It's truly hard to believe that many of these buildings are still standing on over 1,000-year-old pieces of wood in the water to this day. We're going through the crowds of people out here, and the weather was beautiful when we first came in. Now it's kind of very dramatic, but I gotta say, it looks very epic right now with the angry clouds right above us. So we're on our way to Piazza San Marco at this time.
Amazing.
Next up.
Amazing.
What? The vine. Look at the vine.
We're in Venice, and Cassini is looking at the vine.
That's what we have at the house, literally.
Do we have this at the house? Floating buildings?
No, but we do have that vine.
Venice at this point feels like a big maze. And basically we're trying to figure out which canal to go down, which one we're not gonna get killed at. Ready for the picture?
Is that a good position or too much high leg?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Do I do arms out?
Yeah, I think that's gonna make for a great picture. Except I'm taking a video.
Oh.
I think this is definitely how we get killed. Look at this place. Sir, what do you gotta say? It's actually, you can get a big fine for feeding the pigeons.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's like 100 euros if you feed the pigeons. You're gonna get a fee.
They put you in jail right away. No trial, no nothing.
I think one already pooped on you earlier. This is Sparta. So I figure we're gonna wait out the storm before we go anywhere else because the rain's kind of picking up a little bit. So what's the best way to do when you're living the life of La Dolce Vita? Just sit back, grab a glass of wine and wait out the storm, and then we'll go see the Rialto Bridge and Piazza San Marco. La Dolce Vita. Venice tip. So if you want to avoid the crowds, come in the springtime, they say. There's not a ton of people, there's tons of rain. Just wear a poncho. The rain cleared up a little bit and we made it to Piazza San Marco.
You taking my picture of my face?
while Venice is known as a floating city, it's also known as a sinking city. And while it's probably not going to sink in our lifetime, there's no time to waste. Go ahead and don't pause the video. Go ahead and like it, let it run in the background, get on Expedia, book your flight here now because there's no time to waste. The city is slowly sinking into the Mediterranean, but it's not a new phenomenon. Venice began sinking the moment it was built. The city today is an incredible 72 inches lower than it was in 421 AD. Together with high tides and Venice sinking 1 to 2 millimeters each year, experts predict that the rising sea levels could cover Venice by 2100. So we made it to the Doge Palace, not to be confused with the Doge coin. The Doge Palace is symbolic of the power and the splendor of ancient Venice. The Bridge of Sighs. A small little bridge connecting the Doge Palace to the prison. It has a small little window on each side so the prisoners can take one last look at the beautiful Venice before living a life of imprisonment. There's one thing you have to do when you're in Venice. You have to take a gondola ride. And a little tip, if you do it before 7 p.m., it's 90 euros for 30 minutes, which it's expensive. There's no way around it. But if you're in Venice, you have to do it. After 7 p.m., it goes up to 110 euros for 30 minutes, so keep that in mind. Cliche as it is, when you're in Venice, you have to do the gondola ride. The Rialto Bridge. It crosses over the narrowest section of the Grand Canal in the heart of Venice. It's the oldest bridge within Venice, built at the end of the 16th century. It's renowned as an engineering and architectural masterpiece of the Renaissance. Do you feel unwanted?
Can I just eat now?
So to recap on day number 1 in Venice, I have to say that to complete the Venetian experience while you're here, you definitely have to do a gondola ride.
No, you have to drink a bottle of wine.
Well, that too, but definitely you gotta do the gondola ride.
Pasta.
It's very touristy, but it's
seafood.
It definitely slows the pace down of Venice, and it gives you a different perspective of Venice altogether. So I highly recommend it. I'm glad we did it, even though it is kind of expensive. It's about... So, patience really paid off today. I think our luck has really changed for 2024, so we had to wait a little bit for our room at the Hotel Nani, and waited like 15 minutes out here. We filmed the intro, and then we got an upgrade to the junior suite for free. Let's see. Oh wow. Hotel Nani. Ooh, complimentary, huh? And it's chilled on ice. Oh wow. Ho ho ho. Wow, this is a huge bedroom with the whole living room. This is pretty insane. And let me guess, this is where the magic's gonna happen. Sleep. Right outside the room.
Like, compare my size, like, me to this.
Size doesn't matter.
This can kill me if it falls.
I couldn't be that lucky.
Oh.
So guys, patience is a virtue. Cheers. The Dolce Vita. The Basilica of Saint Maria. It was a gift to God from the Venetian Republic after the deliverance of the plague of the 1630s. It's a massive cathedral right at the entrance of the Grand Canal. It's beautiful. Really the most beautiful thing about this whole area is, I mean, the church is magnificent and beautiful on its own, but this view. Right here you have the entrance to the Grand Canal, and it's probably one of the best views of Venice so far that we've seen this whole entire trip. I'd really like to come out later today, and I'd like to grab maybe a beer. Well, maybe that's not culturally correct, but maybe we'll get some red wine and then sit right here, and enjoy our lunch. You know, I wouldn't mind going to that exhibit.
Yeah.
A boob exhibit.
Breast museum.
A breast museum. Well, if I'm going to a breast exhibit, they better have the best of the breast. Oh, boob lights. I get it. So this is a true boob light. Very artistic. Very exquisite museum.
Exquisite.
You don't get my joke. I would give it a D, not a double D though. What do you think? Sorry, I make myself laugh. Our 2-week journey through Italy, our goal was to really slow down, enjoy the journey, and not necessarily focus on just the destination. By starting in Venice, it really set the pace for our trip, because the best way to explore Venice is not going from point A to point B, but it's to get lost and wander within the alleyways. Find your destination on the map wherever you want to go, the Doge's palace, for example. Walk in that direction, but do not use your Google Maps, because by stumbling upon different alleyways that you normally wouldn't walk through, you may stumble upon a cafe, a cool wine bar, somewhere cool, a cool gallery. Enjoy the soul of Venice. We should have booked a gondola with the singer.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't think so.
No? They're pretty good.
They're great. I would like some peace.
Just look at this.
I'm sorry, you go ahead.
Where are you taking me to?
Sacrifice.
I had another discovery just walking down a random alleyway. I think this might actually be right underneath the Bridge of Sighs. But it's really cool. We've met some cool people. They're a wedding photographer and videographer. I will put their Instagram link right here on the screen now. They got these shots of us in 3, 2, 1. Really good shots right under the Bridge of Sighs. That's the cool thing about traveling, just the people you meet along the way, along the journey, and wow. Oh wow. Look, it is the Bridge of Sighs. Wow. And that is the beauty of going down a random alleyway. I didn't even mean to come down here. I just wanted to do that to record this video. The Dolce Vita, la Dolce Indulgence. Trademark. The thing about Venice is that pictures don't do it justice. This video will definitely not do it justice. But the thing is, you have to actually come here for yourself. The thing about Venice that I noticed is that sure, it's touristy. Most people know about Venice, but it doesn't feel touristy. It's the rich history here, the architecture, it's just, you have to come to Venice. You definitely do. It just gives you the full experience, the Venetian experience. Are we going?
I don't know. We all know. Let's go this way. There's a hotel. Look at the terrace.
Think Batman would be there?
I think it's a Bat Bar.
Batman.
Maybe Batman will be there.
Yeah, so we're at the Bat Bar, but I do not think Christian Bale would come here. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't think so. Maybe Robert Pattinson, maybe he would come here, but not Christian Bale. And we all know who the real Batman is. So let's get out of here. So funny thing is, we actually snuck into this courtyard, which was having a conference at the time. If you look behind me, you can see the conference. We came in here. We weren't supposed to come here. We just kind of snuck in. But I had to go to the filming location of Casino Royale. This is where Vesper met Gettler at the end of Casino Royale. So we had to go to it. And we did some 007 action to sneak back here. So Casino did blow our cover, so we couldn't stay too long. We walked in there. The people that worked there, they were like, are you here for the conference? Because they had a conference going on at the time. And I told them, yes, we're here for the conference. And Casino was like, no, we're tourists. So we got kicked out. But we were able to get a little bit of a shot, one photo. You wouldn't make a good spy. At all.
I wouldn't.
At all. And you're Russian.
I know.
And they always say she's the Russian spy. And she gets us kicked out of the one place that we snuck into.
I'm like the worst.
Disappointed. Since we're in Venice, we need to do as the Venetians do. So we're gonna have some traditional Venetian food at Osteria de France. It's like Zac Efron, Tom Holland. Who else we got over here? Hey, there's Brad Pitt. It's gotta be a good restaurant then. Wine it is?
I believe so.
Wine and dine.
Wine and dine.
We reserved the place to ourselves for the Boundaries Unlimited channel. No, we just got here early, 7 p.m. It's early here for dinner. Not till 9 p.m.
They're almost near the beginning of the Dolomite.
Nice.
There you go. Have a taste and tell me. This is your wine.
You will have to teach us.
Wine, and this one, it helps to get outside the flavor of the wine. That's why people keep doing because more you do, more oxygen you get on the wine, more flavors get out.
Yes.
Do not do with the bubbles, otherwise you throw away your bubbles.
That's
Many
right.
people with champagne,
Yes.
how to throw away a champagne.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Ask you, what would you like to do? Are you happy at the moment?
While Venice is nicknamed the City of Canals, I would actually rename it the City of Alleyways because there's so many and it's so tempting to go down each alleyway and see what little hidden gem is hidden behind each alleyway. But there's only one issue with Venice. There's no roads. That means two things. One, there's no way to get to Rome. Two, there's no cars. So that's why we are leaving here and heading to the beating heart of Italian car culture, Emilia-Romagna, also known as Italy's Motor Valley. Because in my opinion, you cannot have La Dolce Vita without having any cars. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and like the video, comment below, subscribe for more so you can follow along with our 2-week journey through Italy. See you in the next one.